In the depths of the Pacific Ocean between Mexico and Hawaii, trillions of potato-shaped rocks scattered across the seabed containing minerals such as nickel, cobalt, and manganese that are vital for green technologies in the global energy transition. In this region, an abundance of the rocks known as polymetallic nodules is fueling debate about the mining of metals needed to produce technology such as batteries for electric vehicles. Environmentalists say deep-sea mining could cause critical damage to ecosystems that scientists know little about. Yet mining companies argue that it is better for the environment than land-based extraction. More than a dozen nations have sponsored small-scale exploration projects, but commercial mining of international waters is not permitted. That ban will be debated at a UN meeting in Jamaica beginning this week. The Al Jazeera on July 10th quotes Gerard Barron, CEO of the metals company, which is leading efforts to scoop up the nodules thousands of meters underwater, said mining the ocean does less damage to nature than extraction in places like the Indonesian rainforest. Many experts and activists ranging from the European Academy's Science Advisory Council, an association of national academies of science in Europe, to more than 100 NGOs, argue that not enough is understood about life in the sunless depths, from exotic fish to sea cucumbers, to open them up to mining. There is no such thing as low-impact deep-sea mining, said Johnny Hughes, a policy advisor at the Blue Marine Foundation, an environmental charity. It's the most destructive idea you could possibly think of when it comes to the deep sea. The debate is expected to come to a head in Kingston, Jamaica, at the 3-week meeting of the International Seabed Authority, or ISA, the UN body responsible for regulating the high seas. Those are areas beyond the jurisdiction of national governments, where most deep-sea minerals are found. Governments are racing to obtain a secure supply of critical minerals for low-carbon technologies, but have also made major commitments to protect nature, including a historic deal in March to defend marine biodiversity on the high seas. To date, more than 10 countries have sponsored small-scale underwater projects. Among them, the Pacific island nation of Nauru stands out. This country sparked controversy and concern in mid-2021 when it notified the ISA of plans to start deep-sea mining. By doing so, Nauru, which sponsors Nauru Ocean Resources Incorporation or NORI, a subsidiary of the metals company, required the ISA to complete the rulebook within 2 years or approve mining plans under whatever regulations exist at that time. That deadline expired on July 16th, putting pressure on the ISA meeting to decide a way forward. Analysts said countries are still far from agreeing a set of mining rules, and the ISA is unlikely to give a green light for the industry to begin. Proponents of deep-sea mining say it is a more sustainable way of obtaining the minerals required for the transition from fossil fuels to renewable energy. The International Energy Agency has projected that achieving net zero global greenhouse gas emissions would see mineral demand quadruple for clean energy technologies. An assessment of the proposed Nauru project in the CCZ by Benchmark Mineral Intelligence said it could have lower environmental impacts than mining on land in places like rainforests. But conservationists say comparing land-based and deep-sea mining is difficult, given that little is known about the deep sea. Marine scientists have highlighted issues including light pollution in a pitch-black ecosystem, sediment plumes stirred up by vessels, and noise pollution, which research published this year suggested may disrupt whale communications. A recent report published by the nonprofit Planet Tracker said deep-sea mining could cause several times more damage to biodiversity than terrestrial mining due to factors such as the large surface area affected compared with digging underground. Duncan Curry, an environmental lawyer and advisor to the Deep Sea Conservation Coalition, argues that due to the ongoing global mineral rush and countries seeking to secure their supply, deep-sea mining does not necessarily lead to the replacement of existing land-based mines. The issue is that until now, there hasn't been sufficient information to assess the impact of deep-sea mining activities, said Curry. Across the world in recent months, the campaign to ban mining has gained significant momentum, with 17 countries openly supporting a temporary halt or cessation of deep-sea mining. According to The Guardian, Canada has joined a growing list of nations calling for a pause on deep-sea mining in international waters amid fears that nascent, untested industry could cause ecological devastation without further study and clear safeguards. In February, the Canadian government said it would not authorize deep-sea mining in domestic waters amid concerns it does not have a legal framework in place to issue permits. Pradeep Singh, a researcher on deep-sea mining at the International Union for Conservation of Nature, said a growing number of states are accepting this view that there's actually no need to rush and to come up with a set of regulations just so that one private mining company can go ahead. Singh said a legal moratorium would be difficult to agree in Jamaica, but there could be a de facto pause, such as through a policy position adopted by the Assembly. In addition to the opposition from environmental activists, deep-sea mining activities face concerns and reservations from the Fishing Association. According to the Daily Mail website, a staple in many diets and a source of income for countless fishermen and seafood suppliers, tuna is worth billions of dollars on the global market. But there's trouble brewing beneath the waves. A new study published by NPJ Ocean Sustainability warns of a looming threat to tuna populations and the seafood industry. According to the study, tuna's migration patterns are expected to be significantly altered due to climate change, leading them towards areas that are being targeted for deep-sea mining. This overlap could disrupt the tuna's breeding and migration patterns, potentially causing severe harm to the fishing industry, which is valued at $5.5 billion. Many groups, including the seafood industry, are calling for a halt to deep-sea mining plans until further research is conducted. Daniel Subdabi, the executive director at Global Tuna Alliance, told The Guardian that this is uncharted territory. He expressed his concerns. From threats of brave food shortages due to disrupted midwater ecosystems to the potential upheaval of migration patterns caused by mining disturbances, he said, we must navigate this uncertain landscape with caution. With climate change scenarios further complicating the picture, we cannot underestimate the stakes involved. Sharing the same viewpoint, Professor Douglas Macaulay, director of the Benioff Ocean Science Laboratory, believes that as the world struggles with rising food costs, the potential impact on the seafood industry may be even more profound. We couldn't be rushing into a decision that could significantly harm ocean ecosystems essential to planetary health and global food security. We would be horrified at dumping mining waste across our food-producing regions on land, said Macaulay. Regarding metals company CEO Baron disagrees that there is insufficient information to proceed with deep-sea mining. He states that metals company has added a significant amount of data to the publicly available biodiversity profile, increasing data about the Pacific Ocean region by approximately 150% last month. A vote for a moratorium is a vote against science. It's as simple as that, he said. However, Paul Lusty, director of the UK Critical Minerals Intelligence Centre at the British Geological Survey, said assessments comparing deep-sea mining projects and terrestrial mining are only as good as the data they are based on, which is limited for deep-sea environments. Lusty, who led a British government commissioned review of deep-sea mining published in 2021, said companies also face challenges in creating a business case. Some would-be buyers, like technology and car companies such as Google, Samsung, and BMW, have called for a temporary ban, and there are likely extra costs compared with mining on land. As the upcoming meeting of the International Seabed Authority approaches, various entities within the seafood industry have written letters of recommendation to the United Nations requesting a temporary halt to deep-sea mining until a clear understanding of its impact on marine resources and the environment is obtained. According to the Daily Mail website, the outcome of the ISA meeting remains uncertain. However, one thing is certain: regulations need to be established for deep-sea mining activities. Without them, the future of seafood industry and even global food security may be at risk.